Hello and welcome to a short video on how to add annual leave within Kronos. There's 2 times that you may be required to add annual leave. I'm going to show you both ways in case you need them. The first way is if you know about the annual leave in advance. If the request is not coming through colleague self-service, then you can add it to a future schedule, just like you would add any other pay code. The second way is if you're adding it directly to a time card, so within the week that you are signing off. And I'll show you how you would add annual leave in that case as well. The first scenario, if you know about annual leave in advance and you want to add it to a future schedule, you'd be working in the schedules widget. So you would navigate using your date selector to the particular week that you want to view. So let's, for example, say that we want to view a week in January. So we pick start and end dates and apply so we can view that current week. You would then locate the colleague and the starting shift of the annual leave. So in our example, we're going to say that April Smith wants to request holiday from the 23rd to the 25th of January. So we locate her first shift and right-click on it. We then click Add Pay Code. We complete this pay code box with the relevant detail to apply the annual leave pay code. The start date will be correct, and the pay code, because it's the first in the list alphabetically, annual leave is displayed. Leave as a full scheduled day and leave our other tick boxes here. We get the chance to decide whether we need to repeat it for consecutive days. So in our case, she wants to take 3 days off. So we choose repeat for and change it to 3 days. We then also edit. If you can see the unavailable amount and it says 24, we need to edit that to 0. Click apply. This will be applied to the future schedule, and you will see this in your scheduled widget because the shift will change to display the pay code that's just been applied. So now annual leave has been attributed to those 3 days for our colleague April Smith. Don't forget to save the schedule at the top of the widget. You may see a rule violation which you can view in the lower half of your screen. This annual leave pay code has now been attributed to her schedule for January and will appear on her time card when you go to sign off that week in January. The other method of attributing annual leave may be if you attribute it within that week as you go to sign off the time cards, and you do this in the schedules widget. So if you're adding it within the current week, then I'm going to maximize the time cards widget so you can see this clearer. You'd obviously be viewing, in your systems, you may be viewing the current pay week, and you navigate to pick your correct colleague from the list of colleagues displayed in the top left. So we're going to again say April Smith in this case. At the moment, her in and out times are displayed for every day. So we need to attribute a pay code for the Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday of this week. So the way we do this is we left click into the inbox and delete the in and out times for the weeks, for the days where she was not present. So 3 days in our case. Then we click our cursor into the pay code cell, and if you left click in here, you will get a full list of pay codes to apply. So you can choose at this stage annual leave in our case, and this will be relevant for adding any other pay code. So you click annual leave and enter the amount of hours that should be attributed to annual leave. So in our case, it's 8 hours for April on Tuesday. Similarly, clicking in the cell, clicking annual leave and attributing the amount of hours. Remembering that the amount of hours should deduct any unpaid break applied to this colleague. And once you've attributed that pay code, you click save in your time card. You will see a pink message like I have just seen if your colleague doesn't have enough annual leave balance to take. Otherwise, the time card will be saved with this pay code applied, and you'll be able to sign off your week with the correct information for your colleague. Thank you.